Welcome to The Wall. Today, we're bringing you some of the most ridiculous and shallow reasons why modern women end up rejecting men who are actually worth it. But before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, because your support really helps us out. Now, let's get started.
Straight men who have a lot of close female friends are actually a big green flag because it means that women feel safe enough around them to be their friend and know that they're not gonna hit on them. Can't take credit for this. One of my friends said that to me tonight, and I was like, I never thought of it that way. But it is so true because let's get real, men are not learning emotional intelligence from each other unless they have gay guy friends or female friends. Like, it's not happening.
Absolutely true. When a man already has women around him, his perceived value automatically goes up in the eyes of other women. That's called preselection. If other women have already accepted him, feel comfortable around him, and validate his presence, the rest tend to let their guard down much faster. And yes, there's a simple truth behind it. Many women feel more attracted to a man when they see that another woman wanted him first, because competition also sparks their interest.
I was single for 10 years, and here are 4 things that I thought throughout the dating process that are a little fucked up, but I still stand by. Number 1. This one gets you into trouble, okay? I always thought looks were a little bit more important than personality. Sue me, okay? Obviously, personality is important, obviously. But if a guy's annoying you, which he will, at least you can look at him and still be like, well, at least you're hot. Like, my boyfriend annoys me, obviously, we all do. But I look at him and I go, wow, you are beautiful. And so my annoyance goes down a little bit. Do I love his personality? Obviously, it's super important. It's what keeps the relationship strong and going. But so does physical connection. Because if I only liked his personality, then guess what? We'd be friends. Second thing, be fucking picky. I should stop cursing. Be picky. I was ridiculous. There was a guy that I didn't want to go on a date with because I didn't like his hands. They were girly. They look like they've never worked. I don't know. I didn't like that. And my friends were like, you're actually crazy. You need to go on a date with him. And they forced me on the date. And I went on the date. And guess what? It sucked. And he was an asshole. Oh, I should have been picky because guess what? If it's a guy that you're actually into, you might look at his hands and go, I don't know if I love those, but you're still going to want to go on a date with him because you feel the vibe. I will say that's a little tough when it comes to dating apps. Dating apps are a little superficial, which can get in the way of that. Maybe be a little bit more open on dating apps because pictures are not always 1,000 words. But in person,
gotcha, bitch.
What I always take from this is the same thing. Women almost never reject a man for who he is at his core. They reject him over superficial details. And when a woman chooses that way, based purely on looks and feelings, she almost always ends up chasing the same type of man, the Chad. So afterward, she shouldn't be surprised to end up alone or as a single mother, because that's exactly how many of them choose.
You'll know the vibe. Third thing, in the beginning stages, I never texted first. No, not gonna happen. Obviously, after you get to know someone, you have this sense of comfort with them, text first, go for it. The first couple of weeks, the last thing I was doing. Also, I have a few friends out there who help the guy plan a date. And absolutely not. No chance in hell am I helping a man plan a date. It's not that hard. They go places with their friends all the time. How can they not pick a simple restaurant or a simple bar to go to? If they can't do that, are you sure you want to be in a relationship with them? I don't think so. Obviously, once you get past date 3, you can start planning. You can contribute stuff. Your girl has different opinions on that. That's where I stand. After date 3, you're good. Number 4, be a little crazy from the start. Don't hide you're crazy. Don't hide it. Maybe hide the bigger stuff, but let them know because some guys like it. I literally made my boyfriend give me an elevator pitch the first night we met. I looked at him and I was like, elevator pitch me, go. And he didn't bat an eyelid. And that's why things work because he never got surprised by the fact that I'm a little cuckoo. Super cuckoo. He thinks I'm pretty chill, which is crazy. My friends look at him like, what is wrong with you when he says that? But don't hide it. Be yourself, okay? I have so much more where that came from, and I have really funny stories too. I was crazy for 10 years. I still am, but specifically in the dating experience. I one time told my friends I didn't want to go on a second date with a guy because when I was walking with him, it didn't feel like I was walking with a man. I stand by that.
When a woman tells you she was crazy for 10 years, believe her and don't try to play the savior. She's already telling you how she thinks, how she chooses, and how she treats men. And if that's how she dismissed other men over trivial things, there's no reason to believe she'll be any different with you. To me, that's a no from the start.
There's this idea with a lot of young men that they'll hit their prime at 40 and then they can exclusively date young, hot women. I am the young, hot woman trying to date your dad. Let me tell you something. Most of you will not be pulling young, hot women when you're 40.
The reason why men, by the time they're 40, even if they were in their 20s, thinking that in 20 years, they'll be able to just date whoever they want if they're really successful and they build up their life where they want to be. The reason why many of them don't end up dating the 20-some-year-old by the time he's 40 is because one, he's either married, or two, he has realized that he doesn't want to. And that might be because of a multitude of reasons. I would argue number one, it's because he doesn't want his peace to be disrupted, or he's been there, done that, and lived to regret it. But trust me, you're not going to make him feel bad for not following through on thoughts that he had when he was 20-some years old. Trust me.
Man reaches his true peak between the ages of 28 and 45, and the data backs it up. Look at the most in-demand Hollywood actors and pay attention to what stage of their lives they starred in their best films. Almost without exception, it's after 30. Not just in talent, but in presence, masculinity, and overall attractiveness. And it's not just perception. Current studies show that men in that age range have more sexual activity than they did in their 20s, not less. Why? Because they combine what they didn't have before all at once: financial stability, mental maturity, a better physique built with purpose, solid social networks, and real purchasing power. If women in their 30s complain that successful men prefer women between 23 and 25, it's precisely because those men have options. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because the market recognizes the value men build over time.
Is there anybody else out there in the dating pool who the goal is to find your forever, right? To be a wife, to be a husband, to get married, but is absolutely repulsed at the thought of dating? The thought of having to go on one more date makes me want to... I cannot be the only one who feels this way. I don't know if it's just today's generation with dating, the men I'm picking, the area I live in, or if God is like, my girl, it's not your time. I'm working on you and I'm working on your mans. I'm gonna go with that one.
Before anything else, driving while recording yourself on your phone is irresponsible and puts your life, and others' lives, at risk. That said, let's talk about the message. There's a truth that applies to both men and women. If you don't put yourself where things happen, nothing will happen to you. Not love, not work, nothing. Even in faith, there's the principle: help yourself, and I will help you. No one shows up at your door if you don't open it. Men learn this the hard way, because rejection is part of the game from the start. No stings for a moment, and by the next day you barely remember it. That resilience is what builds character. The problem is that many women learn that lesson later, and when they finally decide to actively pursue what they want, they've already hit the wall. And the wall, as they say, doesn't forgive.
There is no point to having a man in your life if that man is not making your life better. It's 2026. You can absolutely build the life you want to a T. And that does not have to include a man if that man is not making your life better and easier. Better, as in you are learning something or growing in some way because he is ahead of you in some way and can show you things. And easier, meaning that you are doing less labor day to day. You are cooking less, you are cleaning less. You have more money, you have more access to things. Life is literally easier. Easier is the absolute bare minimum for a man to be anywhere near you. Better is somewhat of a green flag. And there really is no excuse because good men don't try to make excuses. As an example, my man is going through some life and health issues that would have most people taking a long walk off of a short pier. In fact, it would probably have me taking a long walk off of a short pier. But what is his priority? Making sure that I'm still having a good experience with our life and our relationship. Making sure that I am fed and taken care of and happy. Because for good men, there is really no excuse. For men who like and respect women and actually see the value that women bring to their lives, that is just a baseline requirement, making our lives easier. Now, he's also an anti-patriarchal misandrist who is an autodidact and knows so much about so many different topics that I have felt like I've gotten like a college fucking education since I've been with him. I have grown in so many ways that I wouldn't have without this relationship. And that's what I mean by easier and better. A man needs to be making your life both easier and better, or in 2026, he is a waste of time and a burden on your life.
Oh, hell no!
That relationship has an expiration date, and I say that without malice. Sure, he's going through some issues right now, but at some point he'll realize who he's with. I'm not into a woman who brings nothing to my life, and I'm not talking about money, because the message from these women is all about receiving. She's against the patriarchy, but only when it's about having to do something for you. When it comes to you covering everything, buying her everything, and taking care of absolutely everything for her, that part they love. Because they don't want to contribute, they want to receive. A woman should enter your life framework. She should align with your plan and your leadership. If a woman comes in with demands that you become her father, while doing nothing to elevate your life through her feminine energy and acts of service, walk away, so you don't end up regretting your choice later.
Women.
We've reached the end, but before we wrap up, here are 2 questions for the comments. Why do you think women today have so many expectations, yet less and less to offer? Have you ever been rejected by a woman for a reason that made no sense? And if you got value from this content, you already know what to do. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Every bit of support helps us reach more people and keep bringing you this kind of analysis. See you in the next The Wall video.